G'day again, my long-suffering viewers, and welcome back to Dad vs Son and our continuing playthrough of Illusions of Glory by GMT. Um, as you can see, we are into the last turn 10 of 1916, the fall or autumn, depending on where you live. We have two actions left for each side before we go into the end of turn phase. You can see that the board is looking quite full and complicated at the moment, and trying to play both sides, I'm doing neither side full justice. And if you've ever tried this yourself, you'd know exactly what I mean. You try and do the best that you can for both sides, but even knowing partly what cards they currently have showing does tend to influence your tactics, let alone your strategy. And of course, we know what the strategy is, which is to cut off, eliminate, and get rid of the Central Powers or the Allied Powers. The Central Powers have started a good push back down towards the Balkans, especially now they have the reduced Turks and the Bulgarians helping. It's nice to have the Greeks on the Allied side, but they don't bring a lot of punch to the fight, which is a bit of a pain. No fault of theirs, but it's difficult. It's also nice to have the Romanians on the Allied side, and they're sort of evenly matched with the Bulgarians. The Italian front is a bit of a mess, and I really need to try and get some more replacement points back for them as well. The CP has met their mandatory offensive with the Germans coming down through here and knocking out the Russian 12th Corps and isolating and just about cutting off the Russian Guards Corps. We only just have this little lifeline here at the moment. We used to be able to trace a bit of a route, but if they cut off Hatzeg especially, or Temesvar, then we can't trace a supply route back to anywhere. So that's going to be difficult, and they're going to become attrited. So let's see what the Allies can do about it. And they have a DE, which is the Russian reinforcements card. And it may be almost in my interest to use that, even though I lose this Guards Corps and will lose Belgrade again, just simply from the point to get more units on the board. I also have the Brusilov offensive. Cannot be played until Brusilov has been played. And I'm pretty sure, I can't remember who had that. Oh, it should have been. Oh! Brusilov. Oh, of course, yes, I have played it. I've got it sitting there so I don't forget it. Okay. Righto, so if I use that, I get another war status point for the Allies, which would take the total up then to 34, heading towards 40 at armistice at the moment. We get the 4 ops points for the card as well. And it says, for the rest of this turn, any Allied attack that includes a Russian LCU receives a +2 die modifier. And it also reduces trench effects. Now, the only trouble with that is I've only got 2 actions left. So I'd really like to try and keep that until next turn and then bring it out so I can do some nasties to the others. So I'm going to actually play Russian reinforcements as a an event. And these reinforcers are exempted or accepted from troop quality rules, so I don't have to worry about that. So I suppose it's not, it's simply Russian reinforcements. Righto, so let's pull them out. So the first thing is the Russian 1st and 2nd Guards. So 1st and 2nd Guards. The 5th Cork. And the Russian 5th and 7th. And Guards Corps Cavalry. So we have the 5th, the 7th, sorry, fat fingers, and the Guards Corps. And we have to remove the Guards Infantry Corps from the map board if it is supplied, which it is currently. So it comes off the board and just goes back in there. So effectively what they've done is they've taken the Guards Corps and trained up 2 corps to replace it. Righto. So it means I'm going to end up giving up Belgrade, but this gives me some nasties to come back with. The only trouble is it's going to give me some nasties to come back a fair way away from the current action. So I need to bring them forward relatively quickly. So I'm going to put the 5th Corps with 6th Corps over in Rostov, along with the Guards Corps. And that's fully stacked now. I'm going to place... They're all fully stacked. I'm going to place the 5th Cork into Minsk to help them out. And I'm going to place the 1st and 2nd Guards in Riga, along with 7 Cavalry Corps. Like that. Now that's going to give me some troops to come down onto the northeastern front for Germans, some to come up the centre and come down into this southern area as well, hopefully. Okay, so Central Powers have an event. So they cannot play German reinforcements because they've already taken some. The other event they have is the Enver Falkenhayn. Now, if they don't play the event, they've got to use the lowest ops value card, which is the German reinforcements, or the von Bojna combat card. Okay, now. What to do? Okay. So I think in the first instant, what I'm going to do is, I've got no idea. Is there anything that they can do over here on the Italian front to make life really, really difficult for the Italians? And the answer is no. other than maybe bringing some Germans over to help. Okay, so I think what we're going to do first is we're going to look at getting... Whoop. Oh, Jesus. He is a slippery little sucker. Is try and get Mackinson down where he can do some good. So that is one. And for the second, they are going to move the 42nd Commando. And they're going to do that first. So they're going to come up through Belgrade and move into Temesvar. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, shouldn't curse. And effectively by doing that, they have cut off these two, this one little Russian SCU. It's totally surrounded. Okay. So that gives the Germans now control of Belgrade. They get a victory point back. And then we can move Mackinson 1, 2, 3, and now they can be activated by a single ops point. I'm going to leave this one here for the time being until I've got enough to beef up into this area here to stop the Russians coming through. Righto, and that is the 5th using ops points for the CP, and we have the Allies' last action, which is a DE, which is Jomundum against Slavdom, which is a -1 to the Austria-Hungarian national will. No combined Hungarian and German attacks are allowed for the rest of this turn. All future Austria-Hungarian mandated offensives are cancelled, placing no AH Italian mandatory offensive and a no AH Serbian mandatory offensives on the CP table. Yeah, well, that's wonderful, except we still have to do an Italian attack as such. Or we have to do I care about the victory point? I do not care about the victory point. I'm going to use the Germandum against Slavdom card for its replacement points, which will give us another 2 Allied points, taking it to 4, another 2 Italian, taking it to 4, and another 3 Russian, taking them to 6. And I'm just going to have to suck it up. Righto. Wrong die. Central Powers end up with a C. And that is a combat card. So they can either use it for the 3 ops, 1 Austro-Hungarian and 2 German replacement points, or they have to use the German reinforcements card for its ops or 1 German replacement point, because it's a 2 ops card. Okay, so I think first up we don't need to attack into here, because we can let them sort of wither on the vine as such. Okay, how many German replacement points do we need? We need 1. And that's it, and they've got nothing up there, and they've got 1. But again, Austria-Hungary needs points, and they only have none. And the only card I can really use for that would give them 1. Excuse me. Or they use the ops points. Now, they have the power to do some damage. Okay, so at the moment, this is their only weak spot. So we're going to use this combat card for its ops value. Right, so they have 3 ops points. So what I think we will do is move some of these units. Excuse me. And I think we will move this unit and these units. Now the reason for that is I'm going to move the 62nd Commando into Hutzig, into the mountains, which helps to again straighten our frontier. I'm going to move these units one, 2, 3 to take up that space. So this is still isolating this SCU. And I'm going to bring the artillery 1, 2, 3, 4 up with Mackensen to beef them up a bit like that. Now with the Russians with Falkenhayn, I'm going to bring 6 corps and 2 corps forward into that place. And I'm going to bring 15 corps into Xanthi with Falkenberg. So we have now 3 nationalities there that can be operated as one. This helps to stop the Allies trying to push up through central Bulgaria and cause a little bit of a mess before they get chopped up, and it also gets Xanthi up and reinforced. Righto. So what we have then is the attrition phase. Now, I've never actually got to the point where I have attrited anyone. Supply and attrition, 22. Okay. So, any LCU that is out of supply in the attrition phase is reduced by a step. Any SCU that is out of supply in the attrition phase. But are we out yet? So we place an out of supply marker on the unit. And if it remains out of supply in the next attrition phase, it is gone. Okay, so if it stays attrited out of supply, the next time it will reduce, and then the turn after that it will simply evaporate. Starved. Okay, is there anybody else who is out of supply? And the allies down here are in supply, and so are the central powers. There's nobody else cut off at the moment, so no, that's all good. Siege phase, there are no sieges. Automatic victory, no. The victory points are on 12, so we're 3 or 1/5 of the way towards the Allies. Armistice, getting closer. We're at 33 of 40 at the moment. War commitment levels are fine. National collapse, no. Everybody is good. National will check. Again, the lowest national will at the moment is the Germans on 7. The Austro-Hungarians on 9, and then the Russians, surprisingly, on 11. So that's good. Russian Revolution, no. We had the food riots, but they're fixed. Replacement phase. Okay, so Allies first. We have 4 points for Allied allies. So that would be the Romanians, who do not need any. The Greeks, who do not need any. The French and the Germans. And we have this one. So they're going to use that 1 and bring it back up into the reserve box, which still leaves another point for the Russians. And we have 4 Italian points. Okay. Oh, in fact, we've still got 2 more others, so let's bring the Montenegrins up, just for the fun of it. And we can bring up 2 of the Serbian SCUs as well. Okay, 1 of the Serbian SCUs, I should say. Righto, so we have 7 Russian points. Righto, so it's mainly large units that I'm worried about, and we are fine, we are fine, we are fine. And we are fine there. We're good here. And we are good up there. They're all small units. Unless I'm going blind, I don't see any Russian large units that need fixing. No, good. Okay, so that gives us 7. So I'm going to bring back 12 core and 7 core. That's 6. And I'm going to bring back 1 of the Russian cavalry SCUs as well. They can all go back into there. I don't need them up there. Like that. So where am I going to put these now? So Odessa is full. Rostov is full. Kiev is full. Minsk is full. Warsaw is full. Brest-Litovsk is full. Lomza doesn't get a look in. Riga is full, so that gives us basically Petrograd, Novgorod, Moscow, Kharkov. So it's great to have all these, but trying to get them forward is going to be the hard part. So I'm going to bring them both into Kharkov, like that. Right. So that's the Russians done. And the Germans have one, which they're going to use to fix up the 10th Reserve Corps, and they stay on their normal one. Okay, discarding combat cards. We have one combat card for the Allies. So on an even number it goes. It's odd, so it stays. And we have none for the Germans. So that is that. We don't need to reshuffle yet. We've still got cards there. So we will go to move the turn counter down to winter of 1917. Roll up for our mandatory offences. Sorry, lose 1 VP because we did not complete our mandatory offensive for the Allies. And we have a 7 for the Allies, which is Balkans. And we have a 4 for the Germans, for the Centrals, which is Turkey. And that's it. The end of 1916. Back into cold, horrible snow, sleet, ice, lice, rats, and all the rest of it in the trenches. So, again, hope you've enjoyed yourself. I know I keep saying that. It's wishful thinking. Please take care. This was the last game I will play prior to Christmas. The last turn I will play as such prior to Christmas. So I wish you all a Merry Christmas and or holiday. And I hope you get everything you wish, you desire, you deserve. And I will catch you after Christmas for our next lot of playthroughs. Take care. Best wishes. Good luck. Bye for now.